Hey coaches, it's Elizabeth DeMusi here, and I wanted to welcome you to the Team Triumph Weekend Wake Up Call. This is a re-recording of a call that we hosted on Saturday. We had some technical difficulties, and for some reason I couldn't get the call recorded. It was still a great call, and I really wanted to thank, we had about 6 or 7 coaches who took time out of their Saturdays to jump on a call with us for about 20 minutes. And so for those coaches, thank you, and for those of you who are watching this recording, thank you for choosing to be excellent with your business. So this call is geared towards my coaches. I'm going to call them my new coaches. Either you just signed up or you signed up a while ago and then you didn't do much with the business, and then now you're thinking, okay, it's January, it's new year, I'm going to have it as my resolution to really actually do something with this business. And if that's you, great, because that was me. I sat on this business for 2 stinking years before I figured out what kind of opportunity there was. So I'm talking to you guys because I can speak to you from the mistakes that I made, and I'm hoping that you can learn from the mistakes that I made. And it's a wise person who learns from other people's mistakes and doesn't need to make the mistakes themselves. If you can be that person, try and be that person, okay? So 3 things I want to cover with you guys today, and I hope you're taking notes. I'm going to cover what's possible with this business, because I know we're all, as new coaches, we all want to know that. I'm going to talk about setting goals, setting realistic goals, and then I'm going to talk about what's next. What should your action steps be like, okay? And as I'm talking about this, before I really launch into that, I have to say 2 things. Number 1, I'm going to talk about money. And Beachbody requires me and ethics require me to say that I'm not making any income guarantees here, okay? Your income as a Beachbody coach depends on your diligence, your skill, your efforts. So there's no guarantees. This is not like where you show up at your cubicle and as long as you show up, you're guaranteed to get a paycheck. It really does depend on you, okay? So I have to say that I'm not making any guarantees here, and that works. That can work for you and it can work against you, because I see so many coaches who are the top leaders in our network, and they're people who started years after I did, and they're just blowing it out of the water. Okay, so I want to give that sort of disclaimer first, and then also use that as an encouragement for as we go into talking about what's possible. Another thing I want to say, I don't want to sound my own horn here. I really, at this point in my business, I really don't like to talk about money because it's tacky, number 1. Number 2, it sounds like I'm boasting in myself and my abilities, and I'm not, because I absolutely give glory to God for what He's blessed me with through this business. It's more than I ever could have imagined. And He took me, who felt like I wasn't good at anything, and He made me feel like I found my calling and my way to impact people. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about what I've been able to do with my family, and also a little bit about how my income has grown. And I want you to know that I'm only saying that because if I don't tell you what my income has done, why would you listen to me? What credibility would I have if you don't know where I'm coming from? Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is, okay, you signed up as a coach with Beachbody, and you're wondering, all right, what's really possible? What's really possible with this business? And if you're anything like me, if you're a skeptic like I was, you're probably Googling around and you're seeing things like Beachbody scam or network marketing ripoff or something like that. And I want to talk a little bit about that because I don't know if you know my story, but I used to be a lawyer. I practiced law for 7 years before I finally retired. And so that skepticism, that cynicism, that distrust of people, it's never going to go away from me. It's in my DNA, okay? So if that was you, that's fine. Healthy skepticism is great. But I read a lot of those articles, and I noticed that a lot of the people writing the articles had never worked in network marketing. A lot of them were, I'm sorry to say, underpaid journalists. And so they're saying things that sound right in your head. They're talking about nobody ever got rich doing network marketing. They're talking about how it's a ripoff. They're talking about these things. And I'm like, okay, I get what you're saying, but fast forward 5 years to where I'm sitting today, I'm making 6 figures a year through my network marketing business. And I did it by helping people and by being passionate about what our company does. So when I read these articles and they say it's a scam, nobody ever made a living at this, I'm like, I'm somebody. I'm making a good living doing this. I love what I do. I wake up every day with purpose. I work with people that I love. Do I count? Do I count as a success story? I feel like I should. I feel like I should count. I feel like my story should matter. So, but these well-meaning journalists, they are trying to protect the public because there are some shady businesses out there. The beautiful thing is that courts will shut those businesses down. And our business is so passionate about keeping our mission going that we work very closely with the FTC, that's the Federal Trade Commission, to make sure that we are staying on the right side of the line when it comes to, recruitment. That disclaimer I gave you about income, that comes from the FTC, making sure that people understand that when we're talking to you about this business opportunity, that we're not making income guarantees, okay? I'm starting to get excited, and when I do, my nose runs, so pardon me. So, also some of the criticisms of network marketing don't apply to our business. One of them is that you have to sell crap and you have to sell it to your friends. And, you joined as a Beachbody coach because a program or Shakeology or both of those things or a challenge group or all three of those things has changed your life. So, we're not selling snake oil here. We're not selling wraps. We're not selling stickers that go in your arm and make you get skinny. We're not selling pills. We're selling good nutrition. We're selling the best, most efficient, most effective workouts that money can possibly buy. We are helping our friends and family stop spinning their wheels with stuff that doesn't work. We're helping them, okay? And if our friends and family don't want it right now, that's fine. We find somebody who does want it, and we know that eventually our friends and family are gonna come to us because they have a problem that they need us to solve because they live in America and everybody's got that problem, okay? So the other thing that, the other criticism that you might see out there is like, well, people only make money if they, recruit people. You make, a ton of money off of selling these really expensive sign-up packages. And I don't know enough about other companies because Beachbody's the only company that I've ever worked for. So that may be true about them, but it's not true about us, right? Because you probably signed up for free because you were smart and you got a challenge pack. And if you didn't do that, that's okay. You're still smart because you signed up as a coach, but you paid $40 and you didn't have to, right? Because it's $39.99 to sign up as a coach. How many businesses can you start? I paid $39.99 to start a 6-figure business. What kind of return on investment did I just get, right? Somebody who's better at math than I am, they need to figure that out. So, so those are the things that I think are really distinctive about our business, the fact that we're selling things, and I don't really like selling, we're helping people find their way to fabulous fitness products. And, we don't have to hound our friends and family because we will find people who want what we have to offer. We'll find people that if they find out like, oh, you're somehow affiliated with a company that does Insanity or 21 Day Fix or P90X. I've seen those infomercials. Do they really work? People will ask you that if you let them. If you don't act creepy and you let them, they will ask you about that, okay? So the last thing, and this just cracks me up because I love this, the last thing that you're going to see about network marketing when you're trying to think what's possible is they'll tell you, you're not going to be the person who gets the jet or makes the $1 million from network marketing. And the analogy that came to my mind when I heard that was, that's like telling a kid, don't play basketball because you're never going to be LeBron James and you're never going to make his salary. Now, there are a lot of reasons that you can play basketball. Now, there are people who are professional NBA basketball players and they make half of what LeBron James makes. That's probably still a pretty good salary. It's not quite what LeBron James makes, but it's a pretty good salary. There are people who play basketball and they get a college scholarship and they don't go any further, but they just save themselves $150,000, $120,000, depending on what kind of school they go to. They just got themselves a free education because they love to play basketball and they were good at it. Are you saying that they shouldn't have done that? That they should have taken out student loans or not gone to college at all? That's madness. It's madness to me. And then there might just be people who really just love the sport and it brings them joy to their lives. And maybe they don't make a dime from it, but it's something that they just love to do. And it's a passion. They have friends through it. They have community. And it's just something they would be lost without. And are you saying that those people shouldn't do it either? And I think network marketing is like that. I'm not making LeBron James money. I'm kind of probably making maybe what the person who gets a college scholarship to college would make, but it's so rewarding to me, and it's changed my family's life, like financially. It just blows my mind out of the water. When I started working at this business, I laugh at how small my goals were. I just laugh. And, I thought I literally had to make $1,500 a month to pay my student loans. That's all I wanted to do. And then maybe a little bit more so I could get manicures and pedicures and things like that. And I like to shop a little bit. That's all I wanted to do. And it never occurred to me that this could be a business that would take care of my children's education, that would take care of my retirement. I still can't believe it. It just sounds bananas, but it's possible. Okay. So when you guys are new, it's very overwhelming in the beginning when you're a coach and you're learning all this stuff, and you're okay. And now I have to do challenge groups. Now I have to do something on social media, and I have to, listen to these wake up calls. And I know it can be very overwhelming. And anything when you first start doing it is overwhelming. It will get easier the more that you do it. And you're just going to know, okay, Thursday's payday, Monday's wake up call. It's the first of the month. It's time to start recruiting for a challenge group. It's a rhythm, and you're just going to get into it, and it's going to feel a lot more natural. But it can be overwhelming when you don't know where you're going. So that was just the big picture of what's possible from this business. But it's really important that you guys, when you're first starting, set really reasonable goals. And for me, my first reasonable goal was not to pay for my Shakeology. I know that's what we usually tell you, right? Like, just your first goal is to get your Shakeology paid for. My first goal was to make money every week, no matter how much money it was, because I know that if my activities generated revenue for the week, that I was showing up every day, I was putting myself into my business, I was being consistent, and those activities paid off. And so, sometimes it was a $14 check, but it was plus and it was not minus. And I remember the first month that I'm like, oh, well, look at that. There's numbers besides zero in that column in the back office. And I was like, okay, I can do this. Like, that, it didn't hurt what I just did this last month to make that happen. I could do that. I could do it for more people. And if you do that for more people, then you're going to achieve your next goal, which is getting your Shakeology paid for. Okay. And, from there I said, okay, got my Shakeology paid for. I was positive in the business in that I was paying for my Shakeology. I was paying for my business fees. Great. Time to set a new goal. $250 a week was my next goal. And that was sort of, it was sort of a compound goal, because that was around the time that I had, I'd retired from practicing law. So I was teaching a ton of fitness classes, and I was hurting bad. And I was like, all right, I need to cut out some of my classes. And I think I was teaching, like, on schedule. I had like 2 or 3 classes a day, 7 days a week, and I was subbing, and I would just pick up as many classes. I was like at my phone, at my computer. I would see, can anybody sub? And I'd be like, yes. If as long as I didn't have another class, I would see, can anybody sub? And I would grab it. And because I needed the money, I had to make that student loan payment. And all right, getting excited, nose is running. So, for me, $250 a week meant that I could cut about 8 classes, or not take 8 subbing gigs. So that was my goal. That was my purpose for that. So that $250 was sort of compound, because it would take away something that was sucking my time up, that, teaching fitness, which I loved to do, but there's a limit to how much you can do something. And I was doing it way too much, it took that away from my schedule, so I could use that time to really invest in my business. And, when I hit that goal, then it was time. $500 a week was my next goal. And that took a little bit more time to get consistently doing it. And then from there, my next goal, $1,000 a week. And that was a big day, guys. My success partner and I both, when we hit that $1,000 mark, it was a big deal to do that. And I still remember that. I still remember when I had $1,000 and it was in each week. And I was just like, my mind was so blown because, I wasn't digging ditches. I was helping people get fit. That's it. Like, really, this is just crazy. Now, as you're in, and I want to talk about those money goals that we just talked about, $250,000, $500,000 weekly. Where's that money going to come from? That's a lot of Shakeology to sell, right? Well, some of it's going to come from your Shakeology. Some of it's going to come from new sales, and some of it's going to come from your residual sales. The sales that you had last month, they're on HD, and they're coming up again this month. It's going to come from people that, I have people and they're not really on Shakeology. Like, they buy it once in a while and they just, they do half a scoop here, half a scoop there, but they're not lifers, but they love our fitness programs. And it doesn't matter what comes out, they buy it every stinking quarter. So, those are people that you're going to see. If you get Beachbody leads, you're going to get income from those people. But once you rank advance, and you're my new coaches, so that means that you're not Emerald yet. I'm assuming you're not Emerald if you're watching this call. And so when you start to rank advance, you're going to become eligible for what's called your team cycle bonuses. And this is covered in your training. So if you haven't gotten there yet, you should be getting there. Your team cycle bonus is huge. And that's basically just doing what I'm doing here. I'm mentoring the coaches in my downline. Okay, I'm telling them what this business is about. I'm telling them how to be excellent at it. I'm telling them how not to get burnt out at it, and telling them how to make it fun. So, you will be eligible for team cycle bonuses based on what the coaches underneath you do. No, we don't make commission off of our coaches. Why not? That's a good question. And I think really it's because it incentivizes us instead of asking our coaches to just buy stuff, which, like I said, I've never done another network marketing company, but I've heard from my coaches who have, and their sponsor would, call them up every once in a while and like kind of pressure them to buy something. And there's not that pressure here because I don't make money off of what you buy. I make money off of what you do. I make money when you build a successful business. So my incentive is not to get you to buy the one thing. My incentive is to get you to build something that is going to change your family's financial future. And that's a lot better than trying to get you to buy crap, right? So I think that's why Beachbody built this the way that they did, because it is such a unique company. There's no other network marketing company that has the infomercial sales that Beachbody has, as well as the network opportunity. Those are separate companies, by the way. I don't know if you realize this, but when you call in from the infomercial, you're calling into Beachbody. And yes, they're going to assign that person a coach when they call, but that's not part of the network. That's separate until they start ordering from the coach. So that's totally unique. Okay, that's just there's no other company like that, to my knowledge. I could be wrong. It has happened at least twice in my life, and I'm 37 years old. So if this is the third time I've been wrong in those 37 years, feel free, message me, PM me, let me know. So that's where those bigger numbers, when you're starting to hit those big goals, that's where they're going to come from. And for me, I had those goals in the back of my mind. I was kind of just putting them out there, kind of like, this is what I'm envisioning, but I wasn't pushing for the goal. I was pushing for the thing that would get me that goal. Does that make sense? So my focus was on mentoring people and helping people and building my team with like-minded people, because I knew if I did that, the money goal would take care of itself. When I lose sight of the behaviors and I start focusing on the money or the rank, and I start pushing for that, my whole business falls apart. Okay, so just take it from me. I promise you that if you are focusing on doing the things that you need to be doing as a coach, and you do them well, and you even do them regardless if you're going to make money right off the bat, eventually the money will come. And I'll talk about that more in just a little bit. Okay. Also, if you advance to the rank of 2-star diamond, 5-star diamond coach and above, you are eligible for what's called a quarterly bonus. And it's a percentage of a pool, and it's kind of divvied out among all the other coaches at that rank. 2-star diamonds are getting about $780 a quarter. 5-star diamonds are getting about $2,300 a quarter, I think. And this is really cool. let's say you're 5-star, you still get the 5-star bonus, but you also get the 2-star bonus too. So you get to add those together. When you go up to 10-star, the total bonus between the 2, 5, and 10-star, it's more like $13,000. You get yourself up to 15-star diamond. Your quarterly bonus is it's like $37,000, like give or take. Remember, you are sharing it with other coaches. So depending on how many coaches qualify for the bonus depends on like the exact number of your bonus. But typically 15 stars, their quarterly bonus is about $37,000 to $40,000 a quarter. There are 4 quarters in the year. Do that math and see that's just their quarterly bonus. It's not their team cycle bonus. It's not their retail sales. Mind is blown. So I would love to see each and every person on this team honestly get to 2-star diamond. I love that. That would just be amazing. Not for me. I don't need that. But for you, because you'd get a share of that amazing quarterly bonus. It feels so good. It feels so good to see that in your back office and know that you did that because your team is doing what needs to be done. It's just such a great feeling. I can't even tell you. So and as I'm helping you kind of set those realistic goals, and those are goals that they're like a ladder. You're going to just keep climbing that ladder, keep climbing it. And, I'm assuming that you're not just a discount coach, because if you're watching this, you're not a discount coach. I hate to break this to you. Discount coaches are not watching this call. Number 2, if you want that 25% savings so bad, then you probably also wouldn't mind making a little bit of extra money each week. You probably wouldn't mind an extra $250 each week. So if you want to save that, whatever it is that you save, I should probably know what it is that you're actually saving as a discount coach. But you could make so much more than you're saving. So I'm just assuming that we're all on the same page here, okay? That we don't want to just save that piddly 25%. How am I doing on time? I can't even tell. I don't even know. How long have I been going? I don't know, but I only have one more point. So what next? What next? Okay, so it's possible. You have some small goals. Now, what do you do? What do you do? And that's actually a great question. And I'll tell you that actually this business is about 80% what you do and 20% what you know. Oh, hold on. I hear mommy. Okay, I better talk faster. Talk faster. Blah, blah, blah. So 80% what you do, 20% what you know. What you do, that's the 3 vital behaviors. It's being a product of the product, it's inviting, and it's your personal development. She just learned how to open up doors. Yes, baby. Hold on. You want to come in and see Mama? What are you doing? Come here, let's do it. Okay, we're just going to finish this up really quick, okay? All right. Okay, can you say hi? Hi. Okay, so and here's something that I noticed for myself, and I also noticed it in some of my newer coaches in the last year, 18 months. We are so blessed because we have some of the top coaches, those 15-star diamond coaches. Some of them are 15 stars in multiple business centers. Just let that seep in for just a second. And these people are so generous with their training. And they start training us about, Facebook ads and like pages and Instagram and how to build your business and expand your network through social media and blah, 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 blah. And what happens is you're a brand new coach and you start seeing all this stuff and you think, oh, okay, I need to learn how to do Instagram now. I need to learn how to do a Facebook page. I need to learn how to do all this stuff. And you get sidetracked from doing, because you're learning all of that, and you get sidetracked and you forget to be a product of the product and you stop getting results because you're so wrapped up in the business side and learning how to market that you forgot to have a story that's worth marketing. If you are not a product of the product, and if you're not seeing progress on a regular basis, you do not have a business. I'm going to say that again. If you're not a product of the product, if you don't have results to share, you don't have a business. And I say this because I'm guilty of it, because I let some things go in the last couple months. Things got stressful, and I ate some feelings, and I didn't work out the way I was supposed to. I didn't have anything to share. Everything I had to share was just good. I had nothing good to share. And it wasn't the fault of the products, it was my fault. I wasn't doing the workouts and I wasn't eating well. And, you know, and it suffered, you know, I'm sorry, I gotta nurse this kid, I'm sorry. You know, my business suffered as a result. So never, ever, ever let what you're learning get in the way of what you're doing. And it's so much more important to share your journey and your story and your progress with the people who are already your friends on Facebook, the people who already love you, the people who are already following your journey as is, you know. So I think that is just really crucial. Now, obviously, you're going to get to a point where, you know, you're just kind of, you've gone through that network. You've talked to everybody that you could possibly talk to. You've added everybody that you went to high school with. You've added everybody that you went to elementary school with. You've added all your college friends. You've added all your PTA friends. You've added all your kids' parents, you know, as friends. And yeah, so you might need to, at that point, start looking into social media training and learning how to expand your network that way. But you know what, when you get there, we'll talk, okay? You can build an extremely good business without doing any of that. And I was just talking to Amy Grasso about this today. And I know, baby, I'm sorry, she's got a little cold, so she can't breathe through her nose. That's why she needed mama. And, you know, she agreed. She was, somebody was talking about, you know, building your list and doing freemiums and doing all these things. You know, Amy Grasso is a 2-time elite coach. She's, I think, a 6 or 7-star diamond coach. She has built an amazing business, not doing a single freemium on the internet. So, you know, don't get hung up. Don't get wrapped around the axle about those bright, shiny things. Focus on what you can do, which is get amazing results with your program. That is so much more important than running ads on Facebook. What are you going to advertise if you don't have results? Nothing. You holding a Shakeology cup. Like, no, that's not a business, okay? I've been watching a lot of Shark Tank lately, by the way, and I'm, you know, I might just be like, that's not a business. Okay. So yeah, so in terms of what next, guys, keep it simple. Just keep it real simple. Do your training. If you haven't started your training yet, get on it. If you haven't finished your training yet, finish it. You know, almost all of the tabs through my upline coach, Allie Upham, she's provided an amazing training. She took, guys, a year from her business to put this training together. And I had my own training that I liked a lot, and it was very easy to use. It was turnkey. But you know, Allie is a millionaire earner in this business, and when she takes a year out of her business to make this kind of training, it's worth paying attention to. And I checked it out, and I'm like, yeah, she did great. She did a great job. She presented the material so well and so easily. So if you have not taken advantage of that training yet, I have to say I'm really disappointed. I'm really disappointed if you haven't. There's one tab that one tab in the training is not live yet, and that's on challenge groups. And that sounds really serious, but you guys should have all participated in a challenge group at some point in your life, so you should know generally how they're run. Your upline coach is probably involving you in his or her challenge groups anyway, so it's not the end of the world. So do the part of the training that is available. It's going to revolutionize your business. It's going to make your life simpler, and it is definitely going to make sure that you guys have plenty of success. So that's it. I don't think that was much more than 20 minutes. That's my goal, to be in and out by 20 minutes. And I wish you guys all the success in this business. You have an amazing opportunity here. There is no other company like what we do. And, you know, my reason for working this business changes as I grow as a person. And, you know, each year you need something different from this business. And, you know, this year right now, I just need community, and I need to be held accountable and stay plugged in for my own personal fitness and health goals. And if I didn't have this community, I honestly don't know. I might have just given up at this point and just, you know, dived into a box of donuts and never crawled back out. And, you know, I can't tell you enough how life-changing it is to have a group of people that want good things for you and, you know, and love you, you know, no matter what you're doing, that they just love and support you and they believe in good things about you and for you. It really is just amazing. So Also, not many businesses can you just, you know, nurse your sick kid while you're doing a business presentation. So I will leave you with that. Simone, can you say night? Say nights. Nights. Do you want to blow kisses? Yeah. Can you say Minnie Mouse? Minnie Mouse. I love you. Do we have a good day today? We had some ups and downs today. It's hard. It's hard having a sick toddler, but I gotta tell you, it's good. It's good to be a mama. It's good. So, all right, guys. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next Saturday for our weekend wake up call. Okay. Bye. All right. How do I stop this? Simone, how does Mama stop this? I don't know. Oh, stop.